Now, I took John Martinez's sales training with you, and John Martinez teaches. No hate on John; he's got some good training. I mean, he's pretty much repurposed Franklin Covey's training. But John basically tells you do not make an offer until they're ready to make a decision. Freaking no way. That's just not how you do it. Like, I'd say no to that because you can't hold back your offer until you feel like someone's ready. Like, obviously you can get on the phone with them and kind of like, gauge the conversation. But if you're only just going to make offers to people that are like, yes, I will sign with you if you give me an offer I like, you're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities. Yo, what up?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Corey? It's been a while since we've been on the podcast together, hasn't it?
Yeah, since before Christmas, right?
I think so. You had COVID or something, or we were on holiday break?
You had COVID. I was out of town. You were out of town.
Yep, exactly. I think actually, according to YouTube, like you're not allowed to say COVID or something, like on your videos, or they'll like shut you off. Is that right, Hector? Shoot.
Can you bleep that out?
Maybe you can't monetize it. But anyway, we're far from...
We'll bleep it out.
Anyway, so guys, what's up? It's good to be here with you, and I'm trying to be loud and exciting to make you guys, not to put you asleep, because we got a cool topic today, don't we?
Yeah.
Okay, so Investor Thrive Nation, welcome. It's been a while since we've been together, but Investor Thrive Nation, if you're new to Investor Thrive Nation, it's a group of investors, a company dedicated to helping people not only succeed in their personal lives with mindset and lessons on how to improve their goal setting, but also to improve in real estate, their real estate businesses. So
yeah, we love helping people, want to help them succeed, help them learn real estate, learn wholesaling. So check out investorthrive.com.
Yeah, free courses on there to help you make money now instead of later. So, also like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. It's really helping us. We started this YouTube channel like maybe a couple months ago. Yeah. We're already at 103 subscribers, unless someone just unsubscribed. But
yeah, we're trying to get to that, get those plaques, the silver plaque for 100K.
One day. I mean, I'm trying to get to 1 million by the end of the year.
Gold plaque.
Yeah, the subscribers. Maybe we'll get there. Who knows? I mean, we got to shoot the aim high.
Share this with your friends so we can hit that goal.
Yeah, exactly. So, what are we talking about today, Corey? Why would anyone even subscribe? Like, how is this going to help them?
So we wanted to talk a little bit about kind of the biggest lessons we've learned this year. So, we've been wholesaling for a few years now, and we've had a lot of pitfalls, made a lot of mistakes.
Oh yeah, dude.
Done a lot of things the wrong way. And
so Corey,
we want to talk about what we've learned.
So why would anyone listen to us? Why me and you? Why Off-Road Homes? Why do they care about what we got to say?
Well, I think we're pretty average people.
Oh, right? Yeah, we're average,
just like everyone else.
We've taken the IQ test from, what is that? Not the IQ test, the Jordan Peterson.
Personality test.
And, we're pretty middle of the range, right? Yeah, depends on the personality, right? Middle of the road. So if you want to learn how to run a business from guys that are average, we're your guys.
Yeah.
We're not, we're not just some savant, some super smart people that, the reason why we're successful is because we're freaking smart as, our IQ's out the super high.
Yeah, I mean, we're like most people. We started this business with, little to no experience, right?
$0, actually.
And no money. And so we've made it into a business that, now we have, 5-6 employees.
Yeah, we've done over $1 million, well over $1 million in assignment fees.
Yeah.
Not necessarily flipping properties, but just assignment fees. So if that's a big number to you, great. For us, we don't really know. For me, it's like, I can do better.
Yeah, we feel like we've definitely, I won't say underachieved, but
yeah, it's really hard to.
Definitely could do better.
It's really hard to look back and, for me at least, and be like, I'm doing great, right? Because my expectations of myself are so high.
Yeah. I think we both expected to be at the point where we're making millions a year by this
millions point. But we've made well over $1 million, which is
that's over a few years.
So if you think that's semi impressive, then listen to what we have to say, because we're in the freaking trenches. No one gave us this business.
and we're all on this journey together, right? Like,
Yeah.
we're not trying to impress anybody. We're trying to
No.
help each other, help others, avoid the pitfalls that we, fell into, and learn from our mistakes, and like help them reach their goals just like we want to reach our
Yeah,
goals.
I would say like we're more than qualified to help people that are beginners or people that are trying to learn how to build their business. If you're doing, honestly, I believe if you are in a wholesaling business and you're doing millions and millions of dollars a month or a year, millions, the guy who's actually at the top probably doesn't really even know what's going on.
Definitely doesn't.
He's got
it set up the right way.
He's got it set up the right way, so
you can't do it by yourself.
No, not even close.
So like he's definitely got. I mean, we've talked to a handful of guys that are at the top of, multi-million-dollar wholesale business, and one of them didn't even know what call rail was. I'm not gonna put his name out there, but
we're not gonna put him out there on blast. But I was at one of his events, right? We paid like $7,000 to go to one of his $7,500 to go to his events because we were like newer, so we're like, oh yeah, we'd love to learn. And by the way, learning is constant, right? Like we're always paying for coaching. But I went up to him and I'm like, hey man, what do you use for your to control, like handle your marketing calls that are coming in? Do you use call rail? And this dude that runs a $1 million, supposedly $1 million wholesale
supposedly
business,
like $4 or $5 million a year or more.
I was like, what do you use call rail? And he's like, what's call rail? Bro, call rail is like the most basic tool.
Call rail is like one of the top 5
like
softwares for wholesaling,
for managing your marketing. So
for wholesaling, period, like that's a top 5.
So when I heard he didn't know what call rail is, I'm like, dude, this guy probably has no idea what's going on in his business. He's like far out of it. He probably has hired a COO or someone to run it, which is great. Like, not knocking that. That's awesome.
That's great.
We're just not there yet. I mean, I wish we could hire someone so we could freaking go make podcasts all day, every day. But, we only can afford to do it once a week.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody out there is a good COO, is very detail-oriented.
Very conscientious.
Hit us up.
Yeah, like very, like you said. Organized, like
orderly.
Exactly. Like me and Corey, like you could call it visionaries.
Like ideas. We both like being creative and coming up with new ways to do things and
speculating, like thinking of better ways to do stuff. But to implement it, that's where I struggle.
We've definitely struggled with that.
So if you, like I said, if you're watching this or millions of viewers, and you want to learn how to wholesale and you got that mindset, hit us up. Yeah, we'd love to talk with you.
We're looking for someone.
Yeah, we're looking for somebody. So anyway, let's get into it, Corey. What have we learned doing over $1 million in wholesale fees?
What do you think the biggest, like if there was one lesson, we'll go into a couple lessons, but for you, if there was one lesson that you have learned from running this business, like what would you say it is?
It's an interesting question because I remember when I was first started, someone told me to do this, and it's like come full circle. Like now again, it's making offers for me. It's making offers to literally everyone, because you don't know their situation they're in, if they'll accept it or not. You don't know that, and so that's to answer your question. Making offers to everyone. What do you think of that?
I agree. I think I think we've gone in and out of making a lot of offers. I think on top of that, like making the right offer.
Nailed it.
Right?
Yeah.
So like we've, at the expense of, like, in order to try to get a deal, we've made offers that may work, but we're not sure. Mm-hmm. Instead of making offers that we know would work, and if we get it under contract, then we're confident, right? And
there's no better feeling than getting a house under contract at the right price. Yeah. You're like, this is great.
Yeah, so the past year, one of our biggest lessons is we've locked up
a lot,
probably 500 plus deals, contracts, right?
That was because we went nationwide, though. You got to like give them a little bit of
that's nationwide. Like we obviously
we're brand new to wholesale.
We had a lot to learn as far as like analyzing deals.
Yeah, we're brand new to wholesaling nationwide, like
knowing
a year
what to pay. Yeah, and so locked up a bunch and have sold plenty. We've made lots of money selling them, but we've also not being able to sell the majority.
And by the way, we're not just dipping on these contracts like the day before we're supposed to close. We're like within our due diligence period, we're telling the sellers like, hey, we're interested and we think we can pay this price. We just need to do a walkthrough. Then we do the walkthrough if it didn't work or nobody was
we can't
interested.
find anybody, we'll cancel it. But yeah,
making the right offers.
Lesson.
Now let's kind of dive deeper into that, so Investor Tribe Nation can learn from our biggest lesson. Now, I took John Martinez's sales training with you, and John Martinez teaches. No hate on John. He's got some good training. I mean, he's pretty much repurposed Franklin Covey's training. But John basically tells you do not make an offer until they're ready to make a decision. Freaking no way. That's just not how you do it. Like I'd say no to that because you can't hold back your offer until you feel like someone's ready. Like, yeah, obviously you can get on the phone with them and kind of like, gauge the conversation. But if you're only just going to make offers to people that are like, yes, I will sign with you if you give me an offer I like, you're going to miss out on a lot of opportunities.
And the problem with that is like people don't feel ready until they hear the right number, right? Or until they hear an offer they like. That's when they feel ready, is when they hear and feel that this is the right offer.
An offer makes it real. The reason why I'm bringing that up, everybody, is I used to, when I was doing the sales, a lot of the sales for our company, I would just make maybe 5, 6, 7 offers a month. And it would just be because, hey, man, I talk to people, they're not ready to make a decision. They got a lot of ish in the way. They're not ready. And so I would make that judgment. And it would, it'd be a lot of follow-up, which is fine. But then I'd go back and I'd call someone and I'd be like, hey, just following up, like, has your daughter moved out? Or, whatever the situation was where I wasn't going to give my offer yet to lose my leverage. And they'd be like, yeah, I signed with someone else or I already sold it. And you're like, what the heck? Like, you
said you weren't ready.
You said you weren't ready. And they're like, oh, well, someone made me an offer and I liked it. And then I'd be like, well, what was the offer? And it was like lower than I was even thinking. Let me give you another situation. There was this house in that I actually got under contract in, what's it called? I think it was in Ogden. It was the townhouse that we made $30K in a week. The lady had, she told me, like, hey, I'm not ready to make a decision. I got to do some stuff. So this is when I was still holding my offers back, but this worked for me. This is somehow how it worked. It could have backfired and I could have lost it. So I said, okay, I'll check with you next week. So I checked with her the following week, and she's like, oh, yeah, I'm already accepting another offer. Someone made me an offer. And I was like, I held back my offer. I was like, well, what did he offer you? Have you signed yet? And she's like, no. She's like, he offered me $190. And I was like, would you go with me if I could match that or beat that and maybe pay for your moving costs? And she was like, yeah. But she was literally about to sign without telling me.
You just got lucky that you fit the right timing.
Extremely lucky. She was about to sign that day if I didn't do my follow-up. She forgot about me. I wasn't a real person. I was just another yapper.
They don't care about you.
She didn't care about me. I was just another yapper on the phone, and some guy made her an offer that made sense, a lower offer, and she was ready to go. But I caught her at the right time, beat his offer. She went with me. Now, the amount of people that you hold back your offers from and the amount of people you could get by just making an offer that makes sense, presenting it in the right way,
I also think
crush it.
Holding back your offer makes you, like, when you have the right person on the phone, like, if you don't make offers to everyone, you are more likely to, like, not make the right offer. Does that make sense?
Go explain a little bit more.
So, like, if we hold back our offers and we make less offers, like, I'm more likely to be like, I need this one to work out.
Okay. And having a ton of them out there.
I need this seller to, like, say yes to my offer. Otherwise, what deals are we going to have?
Yeah.
So, like, if I don't make offers to everyone, the few offers I do make, I need some of them to say yes. So I'm more likely to compromise on my price and come up to something that I think they'll accept rather than making the right offer. And as you know, that's bit us in the butt for the last...
Yeah. And another thing is, like, if I'm selling my house and someone doesn't want to give me their number, I don't want to talk to that person. I get kind of offended. Like, I've had this happen before. I'm talking to a seller and they're like, just give me an offer. And I'm like, well, I just want to make sure you're ready. Like, because I play it smooth. I'm better at it, but you can still, they get frustrated. Like, dude, I'm talking to 5 people. I just want a number. And you're like, well, tell me why you're selling. And they're like, you don't get it. I'm trying to sell this house. Just give me your number. And with the John trading, you're like, well, let me see if I can get on this dude on another level. Sometimes people don't want to get on any level with you. They just want an offer.
Just want numbers.
It's interesting. I haven't really thought about it that much because I have we usually wholesale. We didn't have a lot of houses that we were trying to sell and get offers on. Like, for example, we're flipping 3 properties right now. All I care about on that house that's listed on the MLS that we flipped is what offers have come in. Like, what's legit? Not, hey, how many agents have called you and
Trying to empathize with me.
Yeah, or like trying to ask me the situation. If you're asking me questions, I think you're trying to lowball me. That's what I think. If you call me and you're like,
call me and ask me why am I selling even any item, right? If I'm selling my laptop and someone hits me up, why are you selling this?
like why? Why
It's
do you
like
need
they're
to know
looking
that,
for
brother?
a reason to get it lower.
Yeah, like we told you in one of the videos, we're starting to sell a lot of junk out of the flips that we buy to make money. And I was selling this grill, or something like a blender, or just say any item. And some guys like asked me a ton of questions about it. I'm like, dude, don't ask me another question. Come and get it because I got 5 other people that are just willing to buy it. Like, I don't want to answer your questions. Think of how annoying that is.
Yeah,
That's annoying.
No, I mean, if I'm selling something, just tell me what you're going to pay for it.
Yeah. Now I understand when buying a house, it's a little bit bigger of a,
I'm surprised more sellers have patience with us, though.
Yeah. So right now we just make, if people aren't answering the phones on leads that come, we just make them an offer, right? And the response rates are way, way better than just like, hey, when is a good time I can hop on the phone with you and chat with you?
Most people don't want to chat at all. I think that's why, like, the texting offers has worked a lot.
Yeah. So full circle, dude. Sales is important. It does help you get deals and like negotiating all that stuff, but just know a lot of people do not want to talk to you.
Yeah, it's definitely about reading the situation, right?
Yeah.
Some people, they might need like a friend or, someone to hold their hand.
Yeah.
Other people are going to be like, yo, just give me the numbers.
Yeah. And we've had a lot of situations where we've helped people like out of their situation or help out of like, a complicated process. Like I guess their property could have some title issues and we've gotten the deal done. So I think we're not saying don't get on the phone, right? Yeah. Get on the phone as much as you can. But holding back your offer, it could fire some people up. Again, we're selling 3 properties and when we talk to the agent, we don't want to say like, hey, what conversations have you had? We just say, well, okay, what offers have come through and who's ready to put down earnest money?
Who's got my money?
Who's got my money? So
that's definitely a top lesson we've learned. Another lesson for me that I've kind of come to realize lately is not only having the right. Everyone talks about having the right people, right? But I think also like you need the right systems and processes in place, which sounds obvious, right?
Mm-hmm.
But when you like look at your business, it's not so obvious what the right systems and processes
or the right activities
are, or like what is wrong with your systems and processes. But getting the right systems and processes in place so you can get the right people to run those systems and to be, responsible for the result that process produces is crucial.
Yeah, you're talking like job roles, right?
Yeah.
Like not just marketing and sales and dispositions, but like having the processes within those that get the job done.
Yeah, that work, right? That produce a predictable like business result. So like for example, like we've been struggling to sell deals, some of these deals, right?
Mainly because
because they're too high. We made too high of offers, but also partly because we don't have the right systems and processes in place. And we have 2 dispo guys who are actually like really talented, really good, and could crush it. But like we haven't given them, I don't think, a very good process to sell the deals. And because of that, and we're kind of like, hey, you take responsibility for your role. you take charge, figure it out, right? And yeah, it just hasn't worked.
I wish that was the case. Like
Like,
wish you could just tell
It's
people
kind
to
of like
figure it out.
my mindset was like, hey, they should take ownership over it. But I really think what they take ownership over is like the result that process produces, right? But there needs to be a process in place for them to like to work at, to implement, and to like perform, I guess, right?
So let's explain why it's a difficult. Dispositions is a difficult process. If you're in one local market where you can make relationships with buyers, you know areas extremely well, that process, that system is not that difficult. It's the nationwide process of getting a deal almost in a new city, a new area every time.
Where you have no buyers.
Where you have no buyers, and you have to pretty much start from scratch. You got to pull lists, skip trace them, text them, cold call them, email them, you get on the phone with people that don't know who you are. That process is arduous, if that was the right word. It's a long process. It can take some time. It's difficult. I don't think there's that many nationwide whole disposition companies that exist that have mastered it. Maybe within their companies they're okay, but like if it was something that could be solved, somebody would have done it already. Like I'm not saying it can't be solved, but it's not easy.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge. I mean, we've tried to sell hundreds of deals, and yeah, it's been a battle. So, but if you can create the right, and obviously like our system and process that we have for selling deals is like 10 times better now than it was 6 months ago.
Yeah,
or
we
a
sell
year
deals,
ago, right?
not to get
yeah,
twisted.
we sell plenty of deals, but we want to sell more deals on almost every deal and be able to sell most of the deals we have.
Yeah.
So there's definitely deals that we didn't sell that we probably even had at the right price, but we just couldn't get a buyer for it.
Yeah. Which is a lot of it is relationship based. That's why I tell people that want to go nationwide, it's not as easy as you think, because you have to build relationships pretty much every new place you go. And you got
every once in a while we have a deal where we don't have a buyer, but then we hit up a local wholesaler and they get it sold for us.
Right. Yeah, like for example, the one in Colorado that we had in Littleton.
Yeah.
It was a $50K wholesale deal that we got that we're going to get zero because we needed someone. We didn't have the right relationship with the buyer to take on the problem. There was a tenant inside. It was almost $1 million property, and we were reaching out to people, and they're like, "I'm not going to take on this problem. I don't know these people." But the guy that we sold it to, he's like,
we had a relationship.
With him. So don't forget how important relationships are in this business. But going back to what you said, the processes and systems within the company are extremely important.
That's why Sean Terry sells a lot of deals through realtors, right? Real estate agents, because the real estate agent has that relationship with the buyer already.
Right. And they can say, hey, look at this. Because I think about this all the time. My phone, I get notifications from T-Mobile, like trying to give me free stuff, Burger King, whatever. Everything's fighting for your attention. Social media, Instagram, Facebook, your phone, your kids, your wife, your family, everything's fighting for your attention. And then you, on top of that, you get a random text from a guy like me that you've never heard of saying, I got a deal. And you're like, okay, I'm getting distracted by everything. And now should I take my time to look at this? Why would they take
the time to look at that deal, right?
Unless something catches their eye, like it's super discounted.
Catches their eye or it's already top of mind.
Yeah.
But that's the one hard part about dispo is what is the reason why you're not selling your deals? Is it because you're not, like, the texts aren't going through, the emails aren't going through, right? Or is it because the text wasn't interesting enough? Or was it because the person just doesn't trust you? I mean, there's so many reasons.
I think you can eliminate the factor that it's not low enough pretty quickly by just getting on the phone with some people, right? Just ask them.
You mean if it's not a good enough deal?
Yeah, if it's not, you didn't get it low enough. But if you're getting no juice on it, like nothing, then you need to get on the phone after sending all that crap out, the marketing, and find out. And I think that's because we've tried so many deals all at once, a lot of that, what I'm saying, get on the phone and find out, wasn't getting done. Should have gotten done.
Yeah. No, and that's a part of the process now is we have, so our, just to let you guys know, our dispo process now is day one, like we get all the info we need on the deal, underwrite it, make sure everything's good. Day two, we blast it out on text and Facebook and email. And then day three, we respond. Day 2 and 3, we respond. Then day 4, if we don't have anything, we start calling agents on it.
It's a good process.
And then day 5, we either are trying to set up showings or we're canceling the deal.
Now, I
It's
think
not a
where
deal.
a lot of that process got jacked up was throwing in 10 contracts that were subpar and just saying, hey, guys, get it done, figure it out. But now we have an underwriting process that's pretty good, right? You've been working on that. Again, nothing feels better than getting a bona fide deal.
Yeah, so like since we made the decision, like 2 weeks ago, that we're going to start only trying good deals that we believe are deals.
Yeah, not like
underwriting
iffy
them.
stuff. Right.
This is how great it's been. So we've had like 3 or 4 contracts. 2 of them we've been able to like assign almost immediately with like almost no work. And then a third one we assigned through doing our process. And then we're looking, we're trying to find buyers for these other ones. We might be a little too high, but that's just for like, random reasons in the area. It's not because it didn't seem like a deal. Yeah, like one of the deals is like a hostile tenant. So like we have it at 58,000, 60,000.
48 or whatever.
Yeah, and most of the buyers are like, yo, if I got to take care of this, like I'm going to need it for 35, 40.
Yeah, because it's a problem.
Yeah, because it's a big problem, right? So that's going to happen, right? But we're close on that one.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and he might even understand, if we go back and we have someone that's interested, right?
yeah.
But anyway, so we got Investors Live Nation to break it down for you. Number one lesson we've learned after doing millions, or over $1 million. We haven't done millions yet. $1 million in wholesale fees. Make offers to everybody, right? And we're not saying to lackadaisically or do is that
not just shoot out an offer.
Don't just shoot out. That won't work. If you're cold calling the phone book and saying, "Hey, is this Joe?" "Yes, Joe. What do you want?" "I'll give you $100,000 for your house." He'd be like, "What?" It's not going to work. You have to do a letter of intent. You have to send it off in the right way. You got to try to get them on the phone. If they don't answer, you want send the offer in the right way with a range. Yeah, we definitely have a system set up for doing it the right way. But yeah, cold calling the phone book. It's not texting random people.
Randomly blasting out offers ain't gonna work. Like the range only gets the conversation start. Like we send out, so a lead comes in, we send out a range. And all we're trying to do is get the conversation started, right? Get them on the phone, see if they're serious.
Because that's going to work way better than,
them.
"Hey, you want to talk?" Or
yeah, like, "Hey, when's a good time to chat about your house?"
How about this?
Like,
How about this text? "Hey, you up?"
So like this is like to help initiate the conversation so that we can set up a time. And it also gets rid, like when you send out offers, it gets rid of the people that aren't serious about selling too, right?
Yeah.
Like if they're not serious about selling right now, like that's fine. We'll follow up with you in the future, but like we don't want to spend our time on the phone with you if you're not serious.
I love it, dude.
So like we do that, send out the preliminary offer, then we set up a virtual walkthrough where we get to see the house.
Or we go in person if it's
or
here.
we go in person. Because to really help the underwriting process, we need to gauge repairs a lot better.
Yeah,
before now we have not done at all.
At all, you just offer a low price, and
Yeah, it's
they're
just
like,
like
"Why are you offering me so
winging it."
low?" And you're like, "Dude, that's
your
what I
house
need."
probably sucks.
Your house probably sucks. It doesn't. It's fully remodeled. Like, but hey, that's what I need to get it done.
So yeah, so then after we do the virtual walkthrough, we do what's called the 2-touch method, right? Where we basically like the acquisitions guy and the seller are on a team against the underwriter, right? And so the acquisition guy tries to fight to get the highest price, and the acquisition guy comes back to me, and I have to approve the price, and we basically try to negotiate a deal.
Yep. So that was making offers to everyone. Second one, having the right processes and systems. Now, that's probably the hardest part in being a business owner, is making sure everyone's doing the right activities. if you read
it's
the
always
book,
changing, right?
yeah, if you read the book Four Disciplines of Execution, it talks about the whirlwind. I think most businesses are in the whirlwind, including us. Like even today, I was stuck in the whirlwind. I don't know about you, but I was stuck in the whirlwind. And I think our guys, even though they have specific tasks and process and systems in their job, they get stuck in the whirlwind. They're like, it's a lot easier. It's a lot easier to talk to, maybe text this person back and forth, even though they're not interested, than me get on that phone.
Yeah.
And now that's why everyone's got to stay, hit their numbers. But anyway, so I guess those are two things that are huge. Now we don't want to take this too long. This is just obviously easy, and everyone should know. If you don't have leads, good luck. You don't have a business.
Leads are the lifeblood.
Yeah. So get leads. And people ask us like, what works? Everybody's doing something different. Some guys got commercials. We've tried everything. And what my answer to you to get leads is, you got to do it all.
Yeah. And so just to clarify what a lead is someone who wants to sell a house, right? So we're trying to get people. When we're trying to generate leads, produce leads, we're trying to find people that want to sell a house. A lead is not someone that's on a list that you skip traced.
That's not a lead.
That's not a lead. That's just a name with a phone number
that you
that
hope
could
has
be interested
motivation,
in selling, right?
Yeah. So anyone's like, oh, this is a fire list. Man, you don't know what's on that list. You're getting lucky.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously want to hit targeted lists in the hopes that it's easier to find leads.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean they want to sell. So someone who wants to sell, on buyers, it's someone who's, interested in buying a deal. Those are leads. But if you don't have seller leads,
so
you ain't got nothing.
So 3 things we've learned that are huge in our business are making offers to everyone the right way, processes and systems, and you have to continuously get leads monthly.
It's crucial. And if you don't have leads, like someone selling their house on the MLS, that's a lead.
It's a lead. Offer, for sale by owner is a lead.
Yeah, you can go make them offers.
Technically, you could even look at it as other wholesalers as leads, them putting out their deals. So with our coaching program, I don't tell, it depends where you are in, the process of like how far you're along in learning, but I don't tell people like immediately get your marketing system set up and start paying money when you're not even ready to even underwrite deals or even know what a deal is. Like I would say, first thing I would have a brand new student do is, let's teach you to make offers on the MLS, make connections, look at wholesalers deals, JV. Do that so you understand what a deal is in your market before you start paying all this money. Like when we first started, we were just throwing money. We've always, even through our whole experience, we throw money. Yeah. Just, crossing your fingers. But really, at least now we know if anything comes across, like what a deal is. But if you're brand new, there's ways to get deals without spending money. It's a lot of work. You have to make a lot of offers, but better than just wasting money immediately.
I think the first step anybody should take is like learning what a deal is, like learning how to underwrite deals and analyze deals. Because if you know what it is, that helps you know what to offer.
Right.
And if you know what to offer, like you're going to be able to sell a deal. Like a lot of times, like the way I look at it now is like, hey, if I lived in this area and had the cash available, like would I want to buy this deal?
That's why we're taking down so much stuff in Utah, because we know it so well. And we're like, hey, why would I wholesale this thing when I can just throw on the MLS and I know someone's going to, wants it.
Because there's not a lot of buyers who are going to buy something that like we wouldn't want to invest in, right? If we were in their situation.
Right. Yeah.
So like looking at it from the investor's eyes, because that's who your customer is, right? Like the investor has your money.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, wholesaling is just...
you need to bring them value.
Wholesaling is just an exit strategy, but I don't even think it's the best strategy.
Yeah, it just depends, right?
It depends. Like if we had millions of dollars that we had from private lenders or our own, I would probably just take everything down.
Yeah, I mean, with the way the market is right now, yeah.
It depends on the area, right? Like, so anyway, we've talked about
making offers that work,
processes and systems in your business, avoid the whirlwind, and leads. Now we've kind of hit our time, but what's one thing, Corey, you can say from our experience that you've learned not to do?
Well,
we have a couple stories.
One's fresh today, so that one probably hurts the most right now.
You want to tell them?
And it also is one that we haven't
It's not over yet.
we haven't solved yet.
Let me before you go into that, we'll say don't buy a house in California with a squatter inside because it's going to be hard to get them out.
Yeah.
They technically have
We got
rights over
lucky.
there. Yeah, we can tell you this another time, but we bought a house. We closed on it. We didn't know there was a squatter in there. We found out when we were trying to sell it, we found out that there was. The buyer's like, I ain't buying that with the squatter. You got to get him out. So we asked him to get out, and the guy said, yeah, for $3,000 and give me 30 days to vacate the property. So me and Corey flew down there and kicked we got his A out of there. We were like, dude, you ain't holding up this transaction. You're getting out.
We had too much on the line.
So we got in there, got the squatter out. Police got involved. It was crazy. We got lucky, but we'll tell you that for another time. But do not buy a property in California with a squatter. Try to get them out before you close.
Yeah, and obviously the lesson we learned this very day, this morning, was you got to really verify and vet before you send someone earnest money, right?
Yes.
So
you want to elaborate on that?
I'll give you the short version because I don't want to take forever. But we have a deal. We're trying to get it through probate. She said she needs. It's a great deal. I mean, I'm talking like 6 figures easy.
And she is married.
She is married to the guy who owned it. Well, was married. He passed away.
So she has to go through probate.
So it has to go through probate.
We got her under contract.
We have her under contract.
And we said, hey, she's going through some hard times, so she's asked for some money. And we were like, okay, have you already started the probate process? She's like, yes, here's my attorney. So
we call the attorney, and she hasn't deceived us up to this point at all, other than she just doesn't answer a lot. But
I've heard her too. She sounds
nice. Yeah, we've got a hold of her.
We're friends with her on Facebook. Our acquisition guy is friends with her on Facebook, Instagram. So we're like, okay, there's no reason she wouldn't.
Yeah, we've got a hold of her plenty of times, and so yeah, I mean, we called her lawyer. He answers the phone. He's like, yes, probate should be finished on Friday. It was Tuesday. And Jake asked her a couple more questions. Seemed legit. And then the next day, I woke up in
cold sweats,
a nervous sweat. I just we didn't verify enough. Looking back,
and you PayPal'd her.
Yeah, and I had PayPal'd her, sent it through PayPal.
How much?
$2,500. Okay. And we're luckily we didn't send it all at once, right?
Yes.
Which I obviously never do it, but we're supposed to pay her this week again. Another, I don't remember
$1,500, whatever,
or something.
So we're trying to get a hold of her again. Just be like, hey, to Fisher, be like, hey.
Before that, so now we found out we called the office the law office of the lawyer that she gave us, and he's like, we don't do probate, so.
So one thing that you didn't do, which
we should have done before we sent the money,
called
obviously.
The attorney's office, not the attorney, but the office, and be like, hey, are you actually handling this case?
Which is kind of that's what we assumed we did when we talked to the lawyer, right?
You thought, but you called the cell phone directly.
The lawyer. Yeah, so that's where we slipped up.
So who you had called, it was probably not the attorney.
Well, yeah, Jake skip traced the phone number,
and it's a guy named Carlos.
Looked up, and some guy named Carlos, which. That could be wrong.
Right.
For all we know.
So you learn never send a seller earnest money up front unless it's tidied up at title.
Yeah, title's huge, right? We could have sent her money and she could be answering us and not trying to snake us, and it still could never work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she's not even on title yet.
Yeah. So we're gambling.
What if she didn't really have the legal rights, but she thought she did, right? So instead of doing that, we should have just paid for the probate process and just done it for her.
No, so she said that the probate attorney was willing to do the work and then get paid when the house closed. So she wasn't asking money for probate. She was asking money to survive.
Yeah, but even then, it'd be better if we were in charge of the probate process.
Agreed. So we screwed up. And we just need to You need to learn from our
so
experience.
yeah,
Verify.
Double, triple. We thought we verified, but if we would have double, triple verified, we would have been fine.
Now, I don't think it's completely done for. Like, we still have her
No, we're
email,
gonna figure it
phone.
out.
We're gonna figure it out. We don't lose out on that
Yeah.
kind of money without figuring it out. Like,
We don't get
clouded
taken
the title.
advantage of.
We clouded the title. Says we own it somehow on prop stream.
Yeah, we've been in situations like this. We figure it out. And that's kind of that's another lesson. Don't ever quit. Because you can figure it out.
Bro, let me tell you something. If you're a quitter, don't even try this business because you're gonna get rocked.
Yeah, like with the squatter, if we would have just quit, like seemingly like there's no solution, right?
Yeah, he didn't want to get out. He wanted $3,000 and 30 days to vacate like he was a freaking tenant.
Yeah, so like,
let me give a shout out to Jerry Norton because I know he watches this stuff because me and Jerry tight. Jerry said, if you haven't been sued in real estate yet, you ain't doing enough. Because that's just what I mean, not saying that he's been sued a ton. He's just saying that it's aggressive. It's an aggressive business, dude. People lie.
I mean, it's the most expensive purchase of most people's lives. Like a lot of money on the line, right?
Sellers lie. People aren't honest, unfortunately. Squatters don't leave properties that they aren't even supposed to be in. It's a wild west out here.
He taught us about the dip.
The
great dip.
Yeah, the dip. Before you can get to any level of success, you have to go through a dip. And I feel like we've been in a long dip, brother. But
the bigger the dip, the bigger the success.
But the thing is, like, you have to enjoy your successes along the way. We've done great. We're great. We're learning a ton, and we're sharing it with you guys. Now, I don't know. We're about to wrap it up, Investor Type Nation. But I don't know if you'd rather be learning from guys and watching videos from guys that have made it, that like don't really know what's going on in their business, or guys that are literally in the business and learning. I would probably
just try to keep it real too. Like, I mean, we could portray things in a positive light only to make us look, better than it really is. But
yeah, we were talking about
things are difficult as well too. Like,
yeah, and I think social media. Last thing we'll wrap it up with is be careful with social media. Like what other gurus, coaches are portraying that like their life is so great.
Yeah, I mean, we could go rent a Lamborghini, throw on a turtleneck and a blazer, and look like we made it. But
exactly, bro. But instead of rocking the jazz jacket from the DI, because I like the jazz.
I like it.
So the thing is, we're real, and I don't know if people don't always want real. They want flashy, and we're doing well. But don't let the social media don't let it fool you, bro. I fall victim to looking at social media and comparing my life and saying, oh, their marriage looks good, or hey, their business looks awesome, or that dude's loaded. And then you find out behind the deep, dark curtain, or whatever you want to call it, that things aren't always what it seems. So don't compare.
I mean, look at Jerry. He's not that flashy.
Yeah, Jerry's
he probably makes more than most of those wholesalers, those other wholesalers. Probably way more, to be honest.
Bro, Jerry's a freaking baller.
He's got Flipster going.
He's got coaching, Flipster, his actual flips, wholesaling. He's got
the high end flips. Like, bro, most of those other wholesalers are driving the Lambos with the turtlenecks.
Bro, that's all fake, dude. Because those dudes, yeah, I don't. They just rented that. They rented that Lambo to make a quick video, and they got to return it, and they got it from Turo. But Jerry, I saw Jerry like a week ago. Or 2 weeks ago. Dude's wearing just a normal shirt and some khakis. You would just seem like average Joe. Dude's a multi-millionaire. He's a baller.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Respect. Shout out to Jerry.
All right, Investor Drive Nation, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
It's been fun. Hopefully we gave you some valuable insights.
And
continue to try to do so.
Yeah, and please comment. If you guys think, is there anything you'd like us to go over? If you think our content is good, if you don't think it's good, I'll take negative feedback. I'll take good feedback. I'll take whatever, because I want to engage. I want to talk with you guys.
Yeah.
And we're not just trying to push coaching on you or just like, hey, we're just trying to make money off everybody. No, like we're trying to help.
We just want to help.
Yeah, we really want to help because we're going through it. We know you need help. in this
We've been
business.
through it.
We've been through it. And if you don't need,
You don't need help, come tell us.
yeah,
so
if you
can
don't need
teach us
help,
about it.
yeah, if you don't need help, you freaking figured out how to get millions of leads for really cheap, hit us up. All right, everybody. Thanks again. Talk to you next week.
See you guys.